Let's learn how to pull a golf shaft. Okay, welcome back to the McGolf shop, and I am in the middle of a certification process for the International Club Fitters Organization or Guild. So it's called the ICG, International Club Fitters Guild. I was one of the founding members and on the steering committee that actually got it going. It's since been gone through at least 3 board of directors, and I'm really happy to say that it's really taken a step upward and outward to stay with the trends of the golfing industry. Some people are dealing with the OEMs like the Callaways and the TaylorMades, the Srixons of the world, that allow us, the people that do this for a living and do it probably better than most, that you get a quality product from a quality company. Now, it's not to say that other companies aren't as quality, but they have a lot of money backing their marketing so that you're more aware of it than, say, the smaller companies. And we try to make it better for you. So if you stay in golf longer, we've done our job better. So the last bit of my certification process is my friend Jacques Entrer, who happens to be the president right now, says, "Thanks for all the videos, Jim," because that was part of the certification, "but you're missing one on pulling a golf shaft." So I figured, hey, what a better way to get another video out on my YouTube channel and still do the certification in the process. So what's in a golf shaft pull? Well, there's really 2 types. There's a steel shaft pull and there's a graphite shaft pull, and you can do them differently. However, the process of applying heat and all that can be about the same. So let's talk about that. Applying heat. There's multiple ways of applying heat. You can use a propane torch, monster bottle, big flame. That's like taking a sledgehammer to a framing party. It might work, but it's a little bit overkill. Now, can you use it and be successful? Yeah, but you have to be very, very careful. And if you're a beginner, amateur, not recommended. There's a using of a heat lamp. If you've got all day, you could put a heat lamp on it and try and break the epoxy bond, because it takes a few hundred degrees really fast to break that up. That's the reason why when you leave your clubs in your car, sometimes a ferrule will slip or a head will turn because it gets to 400 or 500 degrees in the trunk of your car. So when you go home at night, do yourself a favor, take your clubs out of your car, put them in your house. Another way, and very, very old school, and I have yet to ever know anybody to get it to work, was play school sand in a wok. They used to heat up the wok really hot, and the idea was so you didn't harm the paint. I never saw that work. It may have for a few folks, but it didn't have the time nor the inclination to try that one. We're all about speed. What we use here is a butane torch, and I'll show you. Butane torch. You can get these just about anywhere, okay? Lowe's, Home Depot, any other hardware store. Butane burns just a little bit cooler, but this thing produces a smaller flame so you can get more localized. So you don't have the burning of the paint, although you can. You don't have the burning of the paint possibility like with propane. You put that thing on there and it's cranking out a lot of heat very, very fast because it's used for soldering and whatnot for like copper piping and other big pieces of pipe, where this one's a little bit more localized, a little more gentler, kind of say. So that's applying heat. The second thing is you got to worry about the ferrule. Okay, we'll talk about the ferrule. The ferrule, obviously you've seen me in how I dressing them up, but now we got to take them off. Now there are certain folks that will save the ferrule, and you can do that by, there's a spray that protects it from the heat. You can also wrap it with a wet piece of leather or a heavy cloth, so when you're applying the heat it doesn't damage the ferrule. Now that's good if you have a specialty ferrule that's just like one of a kind that you can't get yet, or you just don't have that kind of a ferrule, say for a Callaway tip or a Titleist tip, or even in the Ping inserts. Some of those are pretty unique, and you might want to save those. However, in just about every case, if you can get a hold of them, it's like $3 max, down to about 35 cents. And in the time it takes to take it off versus just putting on a brand new one, in my book, I just take them off. So that's what we're going to do here today. So you apply a little bit of the heat to get the ferrule kind of bubbly, and you peel it back, and I will show you here. Then we apply the heat in 10-second increments, and then we start moving it around. We'll do the same thing for both the steel and for the graphite. How we take the head off is a little different, and you'll see that here in just a little bit. Now, if you like what you're seeing and you want to learn more, subscribe to the channel if you would, and like the video, because we're starting to gain a little traction and starting to do a little bit of good with the community. Let's keep the progress going. So we're going to use, first things first with the safety again, we're going to need gloves. We're going to use gloves. We're going to use a sharp knife, which I got to dig out, and then we'll start pulling clubs. So hold on. Okay, we're back. See, this is what we're going to take off. This is what we're going to use, and then we're going to use a knife to take it all off here. I'm going to bring you down here a little closer so you can see it better here, again, watching my hands move instead of watching me move. So give me another just a second. Okay, the knife I use, just a simple knife. I get it at the Golf Works, and that because I've had this thing for 10 years, and I just keep sharpening it, and it's not any worse for wear. These are the kind of pieces of equipment that's a staple in the club maker's shop. Then the butane torch, which we talked about. Get the flame going. See how I'm rotating it around so that it doesn't just all melt off on you. And what I like to do is I like to pinch down and then pull back. Pinch down and then pull back. And this way you don't scrape a shaft and you pull it away. So now we got it nice and taken away. Now we're going to apply this in 10-second intervals. And the real trick is to make sure that the flame, just the point of the flame, is in there. You don't drive it in like that because that's not doing anything. The hottest part of this flame is right at the tip. 10 there. 10 there. And 10 there. So here's where the difference is. Typically in steel you can twist this. And I just did. And it comes out, and you don't have to worry about damaging the shaft, and there it goes. Voila. So, just after every shaft pull, you immediately want to go into cleaning up what you just took off. And there's that. That's pretty decent. Then, with the hosel cleaner, clean out the hosel, because right now it said it's easiest to clean out. Tap it and look at all the stuff come out of it. And there you go. I know you can't see in there, but it is pretty clean. Now the next part is that sometimes the heat will discolor the outside of this. Put it on your wavy wheel and just take it right back off and you'll be fine. Okay. That's removing the shaft on a graphite or steel. So now we're into graphite. Same thing. We're going to remove the ferrule. We're going to take our time getting the heat on this, and then we're going to go to a different item. We're going to go to our shaft puller. That's in the background. You can see it right here. Ooh, right there. There it is, the shaft puller. All right, number 1 off the production model right after the owners. So let's do this one again, just like we saw before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we pinch and pull down. We pinch and pull down. Pinch and pull down. And pinch and pull down. Thankfully I got my gloves on. That doesn't want to take. then we'll get a little bit more loose here. Another way of doing this is I just scar the side of this, I go at an angle, and it picks off, and there it comes. And there it is. Alright, same thing, we apply the heat in the same way. What we're really worried about is not burning the paint, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so I'm going to put it in the shaft puller and we'll go right over to that. Okay, speed is of the essence. So in this particular instance, I'm going to try and set you up just a little bit better. There we go. There it is. Out it comes. There you go. So again, in this, let's see if we can, try not to make it so fuzzy on you. Let's back it up some. There we go. Yeah. That, that. There you go. See all that? Might be kind of fuzzy, but old school way of taking the shaft out. Then we do this. And again, nice and clean and no burnt paint. So that was pulling a steel shaft and pulling a graphite shaft. Neither one of them are damaged. Both of them can be reused. And neither one of the heads are damaged, and both of those can be reused. That's what we get when you use a quality shaft puller. Talking about shaft pullers, there are a bunch of different kinds. There's a screw type in which you put it in a clamp and you just keep screwing it down. Works very, very well, just a little bit slower, but they are very good. There are what I call hinge type or pulley or pivot types, and what it does is it works on the idea of the fact that you've got a longer fulcrum for what you want to pull, and it's on a hinge, just doing like that. Those are okay. I've got one, never really had a bunch of success with it, but I know other people that live and die by it. And lastly is the hydraulic puller, and that's just what you saw here. It uses a hydraulic press in order to push or pull the shaft or head off of each other. They're faster, a little bit, and significantly easier to use in my opinion. However, on the tour trailers, a screw type, but it's a much nicer screw type was used. Now I think they might be using hydraulics. So we saw how we did it. We saw the safety that was needed involved with it. We saw how to apply the heat carefully. We saw how to remove the ferrules, and we saw how to pull the shafts. So if you got any more questions, just ask in the video below. And let's see your scores go low.